Welcome to the next segment of the Art of Women Tampa Bay Art Chat. And we're here with one of my friends who I adore, Teresa Davis, who has been featured in one of the Art of Women Tampa Bay events, more than one actually. And I didn't even know until I started those productions that she even did art. So she's quite talented in a lot of different mediums and a wonderful person. And I'm honored to know her. Born in Alaska, and she grew up in North Florida, but we have her here in Tampa. She's an accomplished multimedia artist, painter, muralist, and three-dimensional designer. And she doesn't like to admit this, but she could probably build just about anything you would need. And I love her work, absolutely love her work. And we're going to talk about it now, and also where you can find her stuff online and what else she's got going on these days. So, Teresa, welcome. Anything I missed on your bio or anything else you want to add to that?
I don't think so. I think you covered it. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great. Well, thank you. Thank you. It's an honor to have
you. Good to have an opportunity to talk to you.
So, tell me how you got into your creative endeavors and what kind that you do beyond what I just said, and elaborate on some of that. So a little bit of your backstory and how you got into it and what you do.
Well, it's so hard to find a beginning to all that. I don't remember a time where I wasn't trying to create or build or imagine, whatever, colors and textures and what have you. I have started out with pencil sketches and acrylics, and
Nice.
have grown the last many years into oil painting and sculpture and wood and pottery and everything that you could even imagine. Everything interests me. It's always something interesting to do.
Nice. So how old were you when you first, like ever since you can remember, you started sketching?
Yes.
Cool.
When I was younger, probably, 7 or 8, or even before then, I would have my mother, please draw me something, and I would draw, she would draw a picture of a pony or anything like that. And she was talented as well, but she would draw it for me as an example, and I would sit for hours and try to copy what she had given me.
Aww.
An animal or a face or anything like that. So she was always my biggest fan. So always full of encouragement.
So the types of pieces that you do, I'm going to just brag about you some more. In the installations that you did, I think out of all the artists I've presented, you were the most meticulous and had the most inviting installation, that it felt like we were actually really walking into a room. And your pieces have so many dimensions to them. So talk about the different kinds that you at least presented in the events that
Right.
I held.
I think in the first one, the theme that you had for that was women of power.
Yep.
Or women in power, inspiring women. And I tried to take that and apply that in my mind to the different things that, the different people that we know through history, whether it be Amelia Earhart to, different ladies that we admire. But the pieces that I included were specifically one of Billie Holiday, and Strange Fruit, which to me is provoking in every way you could think. And I use that as a focal point, but I wanted to create a mood when you entered into my space that, from it being tactile and the texture of the materials that I used for my furniture pieces, to the colors in the painting that I did, which were deep rust browns and deep violets and things that are very attractive as far as the colors, but then also with the lighting from overhead, with deep lighting to cast the light on her picture. as well as a blue light in different areas. Just these are things that create a mood when you walk in, that invite you to come in and look and sit and be a part of it. And I'll just as of late found myself thinking along the lines of, without boundaries, as far as it being two-dimensional or three-dimensional, there should be no boundaries with art.
Nice. I love it. I love it. Yeah. And you're you had furniture in there, you had the painting, the light, you even created the light, I believe, that dropped down.
Yes.
You
Yes.
created the light. I mean, there were so many pieces that were in it and that you actually created. So I was really blown away. And, we don't address politics on these art chats, but so I'm not trying to go there. But today is Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Correct.
Day. And, if you want to elaborate a little bit more on that piece, I know we got in the newspaper with that art show, and I believe you got that picture showed up in the Tampa Tribune. So it was
that
really
was fantastic.
nice. It was a wonderful piece. So talk a little bit about that, if you will, about that piece.
Well, if you're familiar with Billie Holiday's work and just the soulfulness of her music, at a time where she wasn't even allowed to enter her own shows through the front entrance, as because of the color of her skin, which to me, just in this day and age, is so completely beyond even thinking about. But the song Strange Fruit is really gut-wrenching if you listen to it. And I wanted to take that same powerful music and try to create a powerful image of a powerful woman singing that.
Yeah.
And to create the feeling in the painting around her on the stage of the images of Sandra Bland and the different people that were victims, and make us realize that we still have victims every day.
Yeah.
And just as if they were, as when they were victims in her song Strange Fruit.
Yeah, you did. It's amazing.
It's important.
It's an amazing piece.
That we realize it. And if you haven't listened to it, to anybody that hasn't, you should.
Yeah. I learned it. I didn't know about it. I didn't know about it until I saw your piece. So you educated me, and it was very thoughtful. You're out of all the artists I've worked with, you're probably the most thoughtful in your approach, and meticulous, and your work is very moving. So tell me, what's your favorite out of furniture, painting, sculptures? Do you have a favorite? And talk about some of the specific technical stuff. Just pick one and maybe talk about how you do it.
I think my favorite has become creating a very quirky, interesting, different piece, but that also has some functional value to it. I love painting, I love creating in all realms, but I think that creating something that's really functional and that really makes an impact of being different and original is important to me. A lot of the things that I do are like vanity pieces for the bathroom, or furniture pieces, or side chairs, and things like that mixed media, whether it's adding a piece of metal to it, or pottery, or painting, as it were, that it retains its functionality, but also picks up some original thought behind it.
Yeah. I love it.
I think that's cool. Now,
that's fun.
The days of Wayfair and IKEA and all of these things, a lot of people want some original, thought-provoking, kind of quirky little different piece. And so that's what I've been trying to work for as of
I
late.
love it. Well, that's needed. That's really needed. There's not, I don't see that going on around here, particularly not with a woman, a female artist. And so I look forward to seeing more of your work. And so tell me, do you have some future plans you'd like to share besides what you just said? Or, I know we've had some discussions about having an art space, and if I win the lottery, all the women in the Art of Women are that are in my group and are going to have art space. But any visions that you have for the future, for where you want to take what's your ideal? Give me your ideal vision.
Well, we have been working over the past 6 months to a year, putting a plan together to try to get a functional brick and mortar kind of space for a gallery / studio area for myself and other artists to work.
Nice.
And to be able to work and create, when they want to.
Yeah.
And to have the space to do that and not be so confined to being in their own homes or wherever they're working right now.
I love it.
Artists like myself need a place to work, a place to create,
I love it. That's great.
And,
that's a wonderful vision. Much needed, much needed.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and we also are having plans to create, we have the website up, and we want to make that so that the purchasers are available online too. And that's a big drive that we're going to be doing this.
That what's available online?
The online purchases.
Love it. Yes. Yes. Good. Have you gone to where to the point where any of your art, some of the artists, it's not a right or wrong, just decide they're gonna go, okay, I like this image, people like it, I'm gonna make a t-shirt, postcards, all kinds of note cards, etc. Have you gotten to a place where for a shop, that's kind of can be a very lucrative way to kind of crank stuff out and share it with the world, and maybe somebody can't afford to buy a print of your original or can't afford your original, but
right.
They might want a piece of what you got going on there.
Right. We have done that. We actually have some of that available and have it image ready.
Okay.
We create it, whether it be t-shirts or, like you said, notepads or things like that. And we have thought about that and are interested in doing more of that. And that will probably be as well part of the kickoff of this year.
Nice. Good. That's exciting. That's exciting. And more people.
It's really exciting for me.
Good. Yeah. Well, I love it. The Art of Women events. I've done 3 so far, and part of why that first one started, because I had friends that I was friends with, and you're one of them, where I'm like, wait a minute, everybody needs to know about you. Let's get your stuff out there. So it's been fun to be a little bit small part of your journey. So we're going to kind of conclude here with a couple sections here, the advice, and then we're going to talk about where people can find you. So tell me, for our viewers, what is it that you would like to share? It's an encouragement or some pearl of wisdom or anything you'd like.
I would say probably, if I were to put it into a thought or words, they always say think outside the box. But I have laughingly said over the last little while that what box? There should be no box.
Yeah.
Throw the box away.
Yeah.
Just get a box.
Yeah.
Box,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
if
there was anything I would say, that would be it.
Nice. I love it. Absolutely. Yep. We're our minds and the world influences us and causes constraints.
It does. And just as an afterthought, that we have been blessed with 2 children.
Yes.
The thing that strikes me the most about becoming a quote unquote parent in the last year and a half, 2 years, is they really don't think that there is anything that's impossible. And that
I love it.
be the most
Yeah.
striking epiphany I've had is that they really don't have the concept of impossibility.
Yeah.
That's great.
They're good for you.
Yes, they are.
And you're good for them. So yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. And so we're going to wrap up with, where can people find you? I know you have a website you want to give, and we'll put that in the video and in your links and everything. Any other places that you hang out, Twitter or Instagram or anywhere, Facebook?
Right.
So go ahead.
They can definitely find me under Teresa Davis on Facebook. And my personal page is also linked to my work page. And they can also find me on studio4111.com. So
Great. Perfect.
and it has
Awesome.
a range of everything that we do.
Nice. Very good. Well, thank you. And I really, really appreciate your time. I know you're busy. This has been another segment of the Art of Women Tampa Bay Art Chat. And this is multi-dimensional artist Teresa Davis. And I'm Renee Warmack, producer, speaker, coach. And these are presented by Renee Warmack Productions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Renee.